is Charlie, and I'm coming to you today from my locals community with your daily dose of business inspiration. Come on over and join me at askcharlieleetham.locals.com. You can join the community for free, or you can become a supporter for $2 US per month. Becoming a supporter means that you get access to a whole heap of other features. You get content that is only for supporters. You help me keep creating content like this, like my podcast, like my tutorials, and you get to become a contributing member to the community. All that said, I want to get on and talk about today's dose of business inspiration. I want to talk about balancing your work and life as an entrepreneur. And I can hear you all groaning now, going, ugh. Yeah, I actually think that's a bit of a bunk. I don't think unpopular opinion, perhaps. I don't think it's actually possible to get 100% balance between work and life as an entrepreneur. I don't think that in any one day or any one week you can say, yes, I perfectly balanced my life between work and life. I started work at 9 a.m., I finished work at 5 p.m., I took an hour for lunch, and now I'm spending time with my family, or now I'm doing these things for myself. Yes, I made it to the gym. It's just not possible. And the reason it's not possible, well, and this is my opinion, I would love to hear what your thoughts are, but the reason I don't think it's possible is because as an entrepreneur, as someone who is trying to build their business, as someone who is trying to achieve success, there are things that need to be done when they need to be done. Now, the danger that we fall into as entrepreneurs, as business owners, is that we allow that to become our all. And that's where people say you need better work-life balance. It's not, I don't think they actually mean, you need to only work certain number of hours a day and that's it for your business. And then when you're not at business, you're at home or you're doing something for yourself. What I try to remember is that it shouldn't become my all. I am absolutely quite happy to spend weeks putting together a project for a client, delivering on a project for a client, creating a new product for myself and getting that ready to go out and to launch it, to do things within my business so that I can achieve that success. I will spend the time that needs to be spent. Where I fall down, and where I think a lot of other entrepreneurs fall down, is that they forget that there is a life outside of work and their work becomes their all. And I need to remind myself that, okay, I've done this project is finished, now I can take some time for myself. Or on the other hand, I can say, my dad needs a hand. We've got to take a couple of days to go and do this thing to help dad out. I'm going to go and spend that time to help my dad out, do what I need to do, be there, be present, be there for him. And then when that's done, I can come back and focus on my business again. So that's what I think getting that work-life balance is being able to determine what your priorities are. There we go. And this is getting right into it now. Determine what your priorities are in that particular moment for that particular time, committing to those priorities, delivering on those priorities, and then coming back and reassessing the priorities. So let's have a chat about, just some 5 points that you might find useful when you're trying to get this balance within your life. The first one, as I just alluded to, is setting clear priorities. Identify the most critical tasks and goals each day, each week, each month, each quarter. Now, those critical tasks and goals may change from day to day, and that's okay. It may be that I'm in the middle of delivering a project and that's my critical task. That's my clear priority. That's what I have to do. And then something else comes up that I've got to go, whoa, actually I've got to change my priorities because that one actually pips it. So it's being able to set those priorities, commit to them, and deliver against them. I'll come back to that last point in just a moment. Establish your boundaries. It says here, in my notes, the notes that I've created, designate specific work hours and disconnect during personal time. Yes, you can absolutely do that. And I think in general, having specific work hours, hours that you are available to your staff, to your customers, is a good idea. I think that you also need to take that and be again flexible, because sometimes those work hours are going to get a little skewed depending on what you're doing at any particular time. The most important thing in that statement, though, was to disconnect during personal time. Make sure that if you are on your own time, you take the time out and it is your time. For example, I set aside a couple of hours every week to go and do something for myself. Now, that something for myself is generally go for a walk. I have some pretty strong fitness goals, fitness and wellness goals this year, and one of the things that I'm doing is I need to get out and walk, and I need to walk lots. So my thing is to say, okay, my personal time, I'm going to get in the car. I'm going to go. There's a couple of beautiful bushwalks around where I normally stop. Find a nice bushwalk. Get in the car. Drive to where that is. Get out and go and do that for a couple of hours. I take my phone with me, sure, because that's a security and safety issue. But what I don't do is try and answer emails or answer queries or look at any of the business stuff while I'm on that walk. That is my time. I might message friends. I might send photos of what I'm looking at and say, look where I am. Isn't it wonderful? But that's personal time for me. That's the same as when I close down of a night. I close my computer down. I might have my phone, but I read my book, or I listen to an audio book, or I watch a TV show or a movie or something. It's my time. The third one is to delegate and collaborate. You've got to share your workload with trusted team members or outsource those tasks. Now, this is something that I hit pretty heavily in a lot of my other videos. You need to work out what it is that is important for you to be doing, and you need to then take anything else and work out who else can help you do it. That allows you then to get those boundaries in place, to set the work times, and to be able to disconnect during your personal time. Schedule self-care. Comes back to establishing the boundaries, doesn't it? Make time for the activities that nourish your well-being, such as exercise or hobbies. As I said, I've got some pretty strong health and wellness goals this year. I want to improve my health. I want to get fit. I want to lose some weight. And I need to commit to that. And by doing what I do is I schedule the time in my calendar. This time on Tuesday mornings or this time on Wednesday mornings is my walk time. This time on Friday afternoons is my massage time. I'm going to go down and get a massage. Or lunchtime on Thursday, I have got a pedicure scheduled so I can get my feet looked at and cleaned up. So schedule some self-care time. And now I've given you some pretty specific ideas of self-care. There's lots of things you can do around self-care that aren't, the physical things, and they don't have to cost you a lot of money. One of the things I spoke about doing is playing the gratitude game. And if you go back and find it, it's one of my inspirations recently. Come and play the gratitude game with us. You'll be amazed at how that helps your own self-care. And the final one, which I've highlighted in every point that I've made this time, is embrace flexibility. Shape your schedule to suit your natural rhythms and preferences. Write your plans, but write them in sand, because they can always change and you may need to pivot on the head of a pin at times to keep things going. So be flexible. Don't be rigid and say, well, this was my priority for today and I'm going to commit to this priority come hell or high water, even when it no longer makes sense to do that. What do you guys think? Can you make work-life balance? Can you get work-life balance 100%? Can you harmonize it and balance it 100%? Or is it more a matter of it's the ebb and the flow, it's the high tide and the low tide, it's the waves coming in and the waves going out? It's the waterfall that runs heavy one day and doesn't run heavily next month. What is it for you? Let me know what you think. Come across to Locals, askcharlyleetham.locals.com. You can join the conversation there. Leave your thoughts, give some ideas. Tell me what works for you and what doesn't. Let's have a conversation around it. Please remember, if you can, to leave a review on these videos wherever you're watching them. It does help. Please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell. I was going to be Scooby-Doo for a moment there. Ring the notification bell so you find out when I drop more content, and maybe share this video with someone who's struggling to find that work-life balance and thinking that they're a bit of a failure because they just can't get there. Apart from that, I will see you all tomorrow. See you later, guys.